Hey guys, what is up? Mist here with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing you the Eachlink H6 Mini Android TV box with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. Stay tuned. Okay guys, let's go over the specs while I show you what's in the box. This is the Eachlink H6 Mini with an all-winner H6 quad-core processor with 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, supporting 4K video. This runs the Android 7.0 operating system, supporting the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi band, does not support the 5 GHz, with a 100 megabits per second internet connection, as well as 4.1 Bluetooth, and includes a USB 3.0 port as well. As you guys probably also noticed, this runs using a micro USB charging cable and comes with the classic Android remote. Now guys, the box is a really simple and minimalist design. All you kind of see is simple etching or kind of glossy design at the top with the Eachlink logo. On the front, once it's power on, you see your time, whether you're on Wi-Fi or wired, and also the alarm clock as well. You have a USB 2.0, 3.0, and micro USB card slot on the side. On the back, you have the micro USB power input. You also have the infrared input. You have Ethernet. You have HDMI out. You have AV, and you have SPDIF. On the back, you don't really see anything. On the bottom, you see some holes for ventilation and some holes for mounting when mounted on the wall. But other than that, this is a really simple design, really lightweight. The build quality is not that great. It's kind of, full plastic, but the box itself works really well. Okay guys, so once you boot up the box, this is the main interface. Of course, this is the launcher that comes with the box. You can choose to change it if you would like. Basically, you have all your favorite video apps categorized the video. You can add apps in here. Same with music. The My Apps here has a list of all the apps that has been installed on this box. Here in the bottom is the most recent apps used. If you want to go ahead and clear the most recent apps used, click on this button right here. It'll clear down to the most default 4 apps. So as we start using apps, this icon here towards the bottom right here will change depending on what apps you use. You also have access to YouTube, the Play Store, the dates, the weather of your area. You can change that if you want. In the top right here, you can see if you're on Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or hardwired. Currently, I am on Wi-Fi. For example, if I go ahead and switch to Ethernet, I'm going to go ahead here and plug in the Ethernet cable to show what happens if you're on Ethernet. Let's go in settings here. We don't need Wi-Fi anymore. And now if we go back, you see that now I'm on Ethernet. So basically it'll show solid green if it's on Ethernet. First thing we're going to test is the videos of streaming and local video on this device. I'm going to go ahead here and launch Kodi and start playing, see how this box deals with videos over streaming and videos over your local network as well. So let's go ahead here and start playing a 1080p HD video over my local FreeNAS server, and we'll see how it does. This box is supposed to handle 4K with no issues, so I don't see a problem with it, playing a 1080p HD video. And as you guys can see, it seems to be working really great with no stuttering and no issues. Now let's go ahead and try out 4K video to see if it has any issues with that. But as you guys can see, it still seems to play, really nicely. No issues with playing 4K videos over your local network. So it should have no problem playing 4K videos over the internet as well. So that is pretty awesome that it can handle 1080p and 4K over the local network with no issues. Let's go ahead now and check out YouTube. So it does come with the Android TV version of YouTube. It doesn't come with that really ugly tabloid TV version of YouTube. Let's go over here and search for a 4K video. Let's go ahead and play this first one right here. and let's see how it deals with 4K. Subscribe, report all the usual YouTube stuff. Let's go ahead and actually play the video and see if there's any lag at all. I'm gonna go ahead here and forward a couple minutes to see if it has trouble with forwarding, because in a real real life test, you should be able to actually forward with no issues. Let's go ahead and actually enable this all the way down to the max. It's not going to show 4K because my capture card is only 1080p, but if you did have a 4K compatible TV as well as a 4K device, you will be able to stream and see a 4K. Let's go ahead and replay this video right here. So as you can see, this is what 1080p looks like. But again, if I did have a 4K capture card and a 4K screen, you'll be able to play 4K, but still the colors pop and it's really fantastic, guys. This is 3840 by 2160, which is what the most size for 4K video is. Let's go ahead and now test the internet. First, we're going to do the test on a hard wired connection. This is using the Ethernet jack on the back. My speed is 150 down, 15 up, and looks like it's able to saturate the full 100 megabits per second speed on the actual back of the port, and same with upload. So if you hardwire your device into an Ethernet jack or a switch, you should have absolutely no issues with streaming over the internet. Now let's go ahead and test out the Wi-Fi. To be honest, guys, the Wi-Fi on this box is not really good. I don't know if it's the design or the Wi-Fi chip they put into it, but I can only get about 10 to 15 megabits per second down and 15 up, so I'm not sure what's wrong with the download. I have tried my other devices on Wi-Fi and I can get over 100, so it's not the issue with my Wi-Fi. It looks like this box, if you are to purchase it, you will need a hard wired connection. That's the only downside to this box. Now for Geekbench, it gets a single core of 636 and a multi-core of 1672. Here are all the specs of the box. You can pause the video if you want to look at it, but that is the Geekbench 4 score. Now guys, in regards to gaming, it will handle all Android games really fine, the ones from the Play Store. But what I really want to see is emulators and graphic intensive games. Like the PS1 is probably one of the most most graphic intensive things I can throw at this box. Final Fantasy 1 is one of the best games to test because back in the PS1 days, the Final Fantasy 1 was probably the most high quality or graphic intensive games out there. I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can actually get through the first 30 seconds of the actual beginning screen, because that's the point where most people have issues with. So let's go ahead here and actually see if we can start the game up. As you guys can see, it seems to be working really well. There's no lag in the actual gameplay. I didn't go into the settings to remove the on-screen keyboard. I just use a third-party remote called the GameSeer GS3, which is one of the best remote controllers for gaming out there for Android devices, or basically anything that has a USB. But as you guys can see, if they can get through this first portion, it's really fantastic. If you throw this PS1 emulator on a game that doesn't support it, or an Android box that doesn't support it, you will notice lagging. But since there's no lagging, I'm pretty confident that I'm able to get through this with a game with no issues if I did start playing. And here you go, guys. I went ahead and started another emulator. This is Super Mario 64 on the N64 emulator, and also it seems to work just as well. The actual keypad seems to work really nicely. Once I actually get into the game, you'll notice that the analog sticks here on my GameSeer 3 seem to work really well with this actual device. Again, most cheap like 1 gig RAM boxes, like the Fire TV sticks, or those cheap Chinese $30 boxes, usually at this point it's going to have a lot of stuttering. But with 32 gigs of storage and 3 gigs of RAM, you will be able to play most emulators and most games, and pretty confident possibly any game you want. So let's go ahead and actually start playing the game and see if so as you can see, seems to be able to respond really nicely. I can punch here, I can jump, and there's actually no issues. I can glide here. I used to love playing Super Mario 64 when I was a kid. It's one of my favorite games at all times. But as you guys can see, absolutely no issues with emulating the Nintendo 64 on this actual box. And there you guys have it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you guys do want to buy this box is currently on sale for 20% off. So make sure you buy it as soon as possible. Link in the description below. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.